plenty of towels though, and changes of clothes. Maybe you can get more clean. Come and get more clean, Michael.
On me that's flooded in light. In the fine print that tell.
Alrighty, back again. It's December 15th, 3:19 p.m., kinda late getting this one started, but just got too much free time in the car. Another car vlog. These past few days, I found an old SD card backup from my road trip that I took with two of my neighbors and my brother back in 2021. And I think it'd be fun to make a video about that just because I can't really film too much today on the road.
Okay, Mr. Mix.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Two can be as bad as one. It's the loneliest number since the number one.
Don't understand just what you.
It was the summer of 2021. It was kind of our first trip where we were allowed to go out kind of on our own, camping. We kind of built the road trip around national parks. We planned it on like a Google Doc, just I think the year before actually, but it wasn't up until it was a month away that I think we really solidified our schedule. And it was right after COVID too, so I think the dispersed camping and there was a lot less tourists and people, which I think we really lucked out with. And we just took turns driving, stayed in a RV park in Chandler, Oklahoma on the first night. And the second night, we were in Colorado. We made it to Colorado really quick, and I think that was in itself a really cool feeling of freedom and possibilities from North Carolina. Our first stop was Great Sand Dunes National Park. Oh yeah. And we camped outside there.
Yeah, cut him up and then dump him in here.
Let's go, baby.
Bowl's ready. Let's go.
Oh, I'm very glad that wherever that came from, it's here. The music.
We talked to this old man who had served in Vietnam. He told us about his family problems. The park itself is so beautiful. I remember a really cool shot I got of my brother and the two homies, Aaron and Wilton, hacking, like playing hacky sack with like the park kind of as the backdrop. It was like from our campsite. Love that shot.
Right inside, right through.
Probably some of the best sand dune shots were the night before. We actually went to the park just for like an hour or two at sunset, and the lighting was so cool. I just think road trips, out of all forms of travel, are just so awesome because it gives you a lot of time to think. Because I think more so I kind of want to inspire people to go on a road trip of their own. You know, we planned this on Google Docs and just researched places where we were allowed to camp and could hike during the day. There's definitely barriers like paying for gas and having the free time to do so.
Where are we? The Honky Tonk Woods?
You know, we had time over the summer and compiled funds, had some help from our parents. I think it's one of the most affordable ways of travel, especially if you're camping for free for the most part. Okay, jogging my memory, after sand dunes, we stopped in a really cool city that is like surrounded in a box canyon called Telluride. It's in southern Colorado. We actually stayed up above at like 13,000 feet. I think it was the highest elevation we reached during our trip.
Wilton Graves is in here screaming in a classroom that he's the Zodiac Killer.
I literally just raised my hand, got called on it, and I said, I am the Zodiac Killer. I wasn't screaming that I was the Zodiac Killer.
Sit back, glide along the riverbed. Swallow me whole like the night let go.
Other one. Oh, yeah, this one.
Wilton, how's it going?
Dude, it's going pretty well.
I might go to bed at like 7 p.m.
It's really cold. I feel ill prepared. We've weathered the storm though.
Yes.
It's so cold.
And camped up there, it was miserable, like 30 degrees. Our tent got wet. It was a rough one.
Look at this credits. Things are pretty bad.
Things are about to get worse.
Dude, things are gonna be really
Things just took a horrible turn. And
I may come running back to this car screaming.
almost just missed my exit on the road trip I'm on right now. Classic. Yeah, this is pretty much it.
Telluride population is 1,965.
Wow.
We only had a meal there and then peeled, but super cool. I remember getting a sick shot of us playing hacky sack up at the top of the gondola, kind of looking down on the city, and definitely a cool shot. I wish it was in 4K, but from there we went to Arches National Park.
was a dream, and one day I could see it. Like a bird in a cage, I broke in and demanded that somebody free it. And there was a kid with a head full of doubt. So I'll scream till I die, or the last of those bad thoughts are finally out. There's a darkness upon you that's flooded in light. In the fine print they tell you what's wrong and what's right. And it flies by day and it flies by night, and I'm frightened by those who don't
And this was
see.
my favorite campsite of the whole trip. We got recommendations on site at the Arches Visitor Center. The advice was amazing.
Oh,
That worked for
it would have landed if
You have a sack? I can see it. Let's hack. After. I'm extreme deja vu right now. I don't know why.
And also probably the craziest coincidence I've experienced in my life. I think for this to make sense, 2 days earlier we met these fellas who had a Chapel Hill hat on, and so my buddy Aaron got chatting with them. We ended up having some mutual folks we knew. It was kind of crazy, and we split ways, didn't really know where each other were heading, and we went to Telluride, they went somewhere else, and then we ended up at the same dispersed camping spot in Utah.
Yeah, we definitely need ice tomorrow. It's pretty melted in there right now.
All right, how's it going, boys? Anything you have to say to the camera?
Morale is down. The steak bag is gone.
Yeah.
We've met some friends though, which is
Yeah.
good.
Personally?
Good sight.
Personally, I just built some sick fucking rock towers, so my morale is pretty high. But
Sick.
I'm like, the steak bag is pretty vital, so I just learned about that post rock tower building, so that really put it driving.
Yeah, I got it out.
There was a dream, one day I could see it. Like a bird in a cage, I broke in and demanded that somebody free it.
And we ended up doing dinner with them, hanging out, getting to know each other a little bit more.
That's a must. I mean, swimming in Lone Rock, and we have body wash exists, right? Is that a thing? And then after that, what? Tomorrow's Thursday. Is it? Dude, the days are so long now.
But it was so crazy. I remember we were going to sleep, and my friend Wilton and I were a little bit weary that they were gonna kill us, because we were how did they find us? It was just one of those really crazy coincidences. Totally nice guy, great occurrence. I remember that camp spot, I didn't have a whole lot of camera battery left. I was only able to charge, while the car was running. But I got some super cool star time lapses, a couple photos there that I really love. After that, we got out of there and made our way through Canyonlands National Park. We only got to stop at one kind of iconic location.
Sounds like there's stairs over there. Yo. If you're scared of heights, don't go.
That was definitely a cool day trip, and so that's moving down Utah. our final destination that night was Lone Rock Beach. And that place was cool. We were able to bathe. There were definitely a lot more people than we thought.
Just to feel alive again. Pushing forward through the night.
Well, gentlemen, I did it.
Making just a glorious night. It's so far, so far.
And some nice times by the fire. Just a really cool spot. I'm also hoping that this video might just serve as some recommendations or inspiration for somebody's road trip. You know, we had a place to stay in Arizona, but for the most part, it was all camping. I think after Lone Rock Beach, we headed for Salvation and beds and showers, and so we ended up in Scottsdale, Arizona. The catastrophe of Arizona was a chill day. We decided to take it easy, hang around the house, kick back, and my buddy Wilton was walking out to the pool. His aunt has a pool at her house. I think a lot of houses in Arizona have pools. It's kind of crazy to me, but I think that's just a thing over there. He's walking out with some drinks or something, and he kicks a ceramic roof tile that had come down in a storm, and it rips open his foot. It's like gushing blood. I don't have any video from that. I honestly have very few videos from the day. My brother and I ended up just hanging out at the house, and he had to go to the ER. He ended up getting stitches, having to have them reopened, and it was a debacle. He got crutches that were used for the rest of the trip, and so that was just, could have been worse. I'm glad this was the worst thing that happened on the trip, but definitely was a dark day. After Arizona, we made our way to the Grand Canyon just for a day stop. I'd been there with my family before. That was actually the first trip that I filmed on a DSLR ever. It was like 2015.
Pretty freaking insane, I have to say.
Yep.
You know, quite cool.
Grand Canyon, iconic. Okay, I was wrong actually. The last stop was in Denver, Colorado, which is where I was born. I think I'm gonna have fun editing this video. I'm kind of just yapping in the car right now. It's like 4:30 p.m. To the Denver Art Museum, super cool. Some dope painting. The video hasn't gotten too long. I'm trying to keep it interesting and just talk about things that were kind of the coolest and that I recommend the most.
Hop in.
And as I'm saying this, I realized I left out my favorite national park from the trip. In between Lone Rock Beach and Arizona, or actually, I'm getting this wrong. After Arizona, we went to Bryce Canyon and then the Grand Canyon. Good God. I'm not gonna re-record. Bryce Canyon was beautiful. I tell people is my favorite national park. It definitely blew me away the most. I think it's just something everybody should go see in person. The canyon itself has a bunch of these really unique rock formations called hoodoos. So epic. And we only ended up going to a couple overlooks just because we didn't have a whole lot of time.
Tried to tell you I didn't know where to stay. You believe she can see through
Yeah.
the silent clay, a relief back in deep blue. Fettered in the
Unreal,
night and
definitely
sun,
want to go back to that park
as it
someday.
feeds you, spitting up the oxygen once again.
Goodbye, Bryce.
And then yeah, we hit the Grand Canyon after that, Denver, and then it was home free, back to North Carolina. It was a little bit tough driving out. I remember we were all getting angsty.
I'm gonna punch you in the throat.
Dude, don't say that, I'm taking a video.
Of what, traffic?
No, Aaron.
Francis
driving.
Ford Repo Man over here.
F you.
I'm thirsty.
But it was such a good time to explore and see new places and camp at our destinations. It was just empowering, and I think, you know, everybody should try to make the time for a road trip out to somewhere you've never been, because I think it'll change your life.
Give my there's no way. Did he already get it? It sounds like he already got it.
He's
getting
grabbing it.
something. He's really going to work.
Yeah.
I think there's a possibility Aaron may have taken my Burke.
Swallows in the windless field, very thin, with your mother, tall as a pale.
Taking an exit to get some gas. It's like almost 5 p.m. Gas prices in South Carolina are unbeatable.